Excuse me, sir. Can I have some water, please?
But I only picked up the glass and took a small sip. Then I set the glass down a little farther away from him and casually said to my dad, "For my birthday, I want a Ferrari."
He just asked you for some water.
Just ignore him and he'll walk away.
So when someone asks you for something, you think it's okay to ignore him?
But my father handed the glass of water to the homeless man. Then he said he would treat me the same way. He would freeze all of my bank accounts. He stood up and walked out of the restaurant, and I just stood there completely lost. But when I looked at the homeless man, an idea suddenly popped into my head. The next day, I brought the cleaned-up homeless man to my father's company. I wanted to use this to prove to my father that I had realized my mistake. But when my father praised what I did, the next second I asked when he was buying me the Ferrari, my father instantly realized I had an ulterior motive. So without hesitation, he kicked me out of the company, watching my plan fall apart. I took all my anger out on the homeless man, even though he had been cooperating with me the whole time. And I had spent all the money I had on him. Now completely broke, I went to my uncle for help, but I didn't even know how to start. I tried to take a sip of water to ease the awkwardness, but my uncle grabbed the glass away. Still, I asked him if I could borrow some money, but he already knew my accounts were frozen. So he turned me down right away.
What should I do? What do you want me to do? To sleep under the bridge?
Ignore him and he will go away.
What my uncle said sounded strangely familiar, just like the way I treated that homeless man that day. I wandered the streets shivering in the cold. Then I spotted a small fire heater. Just when I finally felt a little warmth, 3 homeless men suddenly rushed out from the side. They cornered me against the wall. Right then, I suddenly saw that homeless man again. But he acted like he didn't see me. Only after I begged for help did he save me with a pizza. He took me to a relief station in the slums. Then another homeless man asked me for a cup of water. I was facing the same choice again. This time I wasn't cold-hearted anymore, seeing him shivering in the freezing wind. I took off my coat and put it on him, but he recognized right away that it was a designer brand. He sighed and said he used to be a manager too. That was when I realized not every homeless person is lazy. Then I asked why they didn't go to a shelter. He told me it was because Braken's company pulled its funding, which forced the shelter to shut down. But that was my father's company. I never imagined that my father's business was the reason these people lost their homes. Then the homeless man handed my coat back and told me I was a kind person. Looking at all those people freezing in the wind, I realized I had to do something. At that moment, my father's company was in a meeting. My uncle suggested cutting charity spending to boost profits. Right then, I burst into the room in anger, demanding to know why he cut funding for the shelters, because that left thousands of people without food or shelter. My uncle tried to have security throw me out, but my father stopped them, because charity had always been the core value of his company. He would never allow anyone to abandon that principle. After the meeting ended, my father said he would reward me with that Ferrari, but I simply shook my head and smiled, saying it was no longer something I needed. I decided to use the money to reopen the shelter. At that moment, I truly understood. Compared to chasing endless luxury, helping others brings a happiness that matters far more.